Buzzard, you should know it. Oh shit. Here we are. And we're live. Welcome back to The Outsiders. This is our Off the Bench Into the Fray podcast. We are your unofficial, tangential dive into sports with laughs included.
Welcome back, buzzards.
We are
tangential. We will be talking about things, and then we'll be talking about some other things.
It's full steam ahead. episode 3. We're not fucking around here. All right. We got a pretty good
episode.
Quick lineup today.
Couple things we need to talk about. Let's go ahead and just get started, I guess, with the K-State KU showdown, the Octagon of Doom.
K-State KU. We won in overtime, 75-70.
11-0 in overtime.
11-0 in overtime. It's Coach Tang.
It was the most eye-scratchingly awesome win I've watched in a long time. 3 separate times, I think I chatted out to a couple chat groups like, man, these guys are fucking losers, dude.
Well, they just...
And then they come back. You know, these ball yarders just come back, and you know Tyler Perry makes that insane play underneath the basket to put us in, and it's like, well, yeah, we're going to OT.
Yeah, the turnovers were unreal.
Dude, they almost turned it over. Yeah, that one time where they inbounded it on the press and they turned it over. It's like, Jesus, luckily they didn't get a bucket out of it. So dude, like, what is happening?
We won the game, and we had almost twice as many turnovers as KU. So we had it looks like we had about 15 turnovers. They had a little less than 10.
We are doing ourselves no favors on the giveaway takeaway stat. And really, free throw shooting has been somewhat abysmal.
Oh man, free throws been garb. I mean, I don't know who needs to.
I feel like the K-State Buzzards carried the game, dude. I was watching on TV and I felt like I was a part of the game just because, like,
it was loud.
It was loud, dude. It was crazy. Shout out to K-State fans, dude, just fucking bringing it hard.
Yeah, I mean that rivalry. We're making this rivalry fun the last 2 years. I mean, I think, what do they say? KU K-State basketball is like the 6th most played rivalry in NCAA history. So that's pretty sweet. So that's something to be proud of. And
yeah, you can just feel the hatred coursing through both parties' veins. It's a lot of fun. And
sure.
They come out and they've got to look at signs that say we own the state of Kansas, and all KU people are like, oh my God, that's a bit much, don't you think? Like, I don't think it's a bit much.
Well, and then, I mean, it's just the normal thing with...
This is a hobby sport for K-State. Let's be real. Like,
yeah.
Football locked up. Then we go to our hobby season, which is basketball. Last year balled the fuck out. This year it's like, all right, this might be more than just a hobby here. Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah, the best you can hope for as a KU fan is minority ownership at this point. Like, football, we got you on lock. We took one of the two. I mean, fuck, we haven't lost to the football team in ages. Albeit it's getting more fun because that football game against K-State or KU this year was like a 6 lead change, run down the straight. It was a Kentucky Derby type game where it's like, dude, hold on to your hats.
A lot of scoring. Made it fun when teams are scoring. It's fun. That's one thing I hate about, for instance, Big Ten football. I feel like, for instance, Iowa, I don't think they've had a game that scores more than probably 10 points maybe in their history. I'm exaggerating and just being a biased prick, but
they just play the corn-fed black hole ball.
Hats off to the fan base for not rushing the court.
Yes, after the coach came out and pleaded with everyone to not do it, but it's like we're going through a learning curve. Everyone's learning, like, don't rush the court. Let's rush. Oh, no, never mind. Let's not rush the court. We're good.
Rush the court. Rush the court if we win the NCAA title.
It's a paradigm shift that everyone's learning about. That Pang is really enforcing. He's like, dude, we don't rush the court. You expect to win. Like, if we're gonna have a program where we win, you don't rush the court. So don't rush the court because we're gonna win.
Yeah,
we're gonna figure out how to. Yeah. You rush the court when we win a natty. How about that? Only then.
My biggest call out though with this game, one thing I noticed the most, Arthur Kaluma, man, where are your 3-pointers going? 1 for 6. That was frustrating to watch. But the fact that we still won and Kaluma played he still played well. He got 13 points, but our bench, could probably
it's just missing those in swing plays when you you could, I don't know, you just, in basketball, you feel it too. Somebody bangs a 3 out and it's like, oh God, yes.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
Start to feel the knife entering the body, and if you can string a few together, it's like you really start just twisting it in there.
Yeah, the turnovers are what killed us. I'm kind of I'm not shocked that we won, but I was shocked that just because of the turnover ratio, we still were in it.
Yeah.
But and on top of that, Colbert, I loved Colbert coming. He didn't have any scores, but I think he blocked Hunter Dickinson twice, which is huge.
Yeah, that was big. Those are big bench plays that juices everybody up.
Yeah, that I love that shit. Colbert's like the king of blocking people's shit. He did that last year as a true freshman. I'm excited to see it, and I think he's going to stick around for his entire time.
Yeah, so, let's keep Mutombo on, dude. Let's get Mutombo in there and just block everything.
Yeah.
But what's noticeable about our team is that we're just a little more, I don't know how to say it, I guess more jazz type players when it comes to just sheer athleticism. We just rely on the athleticism to win games. That one was a couple athletic plays away from completely fucking ourselves over, but we get it to fall. KU plays extremely well, and they're well coached, obviously, like a legendary coach like Bill Self. Like, they're just a well-oiled machine. Like, they know how to score exactly when they need to, and they don't need to do it with athleticism. Those 2 inbound plays where we're getting ready to close the game out, and it's like, all right, if we can just be up here, we might not have to go to overtime. They inbound the ball and score in seconds, and you're like, dude, what the fuck? But it's really shout out to Bill Self. That's just good. That's just well coached ball. And I don't know if it's well coached. Our guys are just ill prepared defensively on what the look is, but when they score so quickly, you're like, dude, what the fuck? All you got to do is play ball for 25 seconds here. We might win. Of course, they inbound right to the bucket. I think it was 2 times. It happened 2 times. They just went right to the fucking hoop, put it in. That's that championship type mentality. And we just, I don't, like you were saying, we had a phone call last night, you were mentioning, is it feels like some of our players just have imposter syndrome. Like, they just have this weird belief that they don't deserve it. Maybe they don't feel like they deserve it. I don't know what it is. Grant, I can't hear you. Is your mic on?
Oh, yeah, I'm muted. No, Naquan Tomlin was put on a pedestal. I mean, really, because once he left, everyone's like, oh, the season's over. We just lost our NBA caliber player. But I was like, well, we have a lot of talent. We really do. I mean, our big 3 are Carter, which I'm very surprised how well Carter's playing. But then again, I'm not. He's an athletic guy. Perry and Kaluma. We really just need 1 or 2 more bench players that break out this season, and I'm really hoping. I mean, McNair's been a pleasant surprise. I like his play. To me, he's a junkyard dog. He's a true buzzard.
I mean, and that's the visceral feeling that K-State fans get, because we kind of all feel that like junkyard dog, underdog story. Like we're gonna need to like kill everything every single time, because that's the way it's been the whole stretch, at least in basketball. I don't know why it's that way, but even last year in the dance, it's like you have that weird junkyard dog feeling where it's like, dude, we just have to have the junkyard dogs, turn them loose and let them just fucking let them hound.
Yeah, it's the reality is, for K-State basketball fans, we need 4 more wins to make the tournament. Coach Chang said at the beginning
that's one you're not expecting to get, so that's good. Obviously, we played like donkey balls previous to that game, which isn't uncommon in college basketball. It's one of those.
Dropped 4 straight. So it's not uncommon that happens, but it's always like a rough stint. And this win puts us back on track. There's 8 more games left in Big 12 play. 4 of them are at home. 4 of them are against ranked opponents. So I like our chances to get 4 more.
Yes. You got to load up. You got another one coming on Saturday. So it's just like, dude, circle the old wagons here, boys. We need 4 wins to dance. I don't care how you do it. If you got to do it with athleticism, that's fine. I don't know.
Keep the steam going. Ride this win.
I love Tang because he knows how to. Tang knows how to get in the moral fabric of like the inner workings of the team. You can really feel like he's just in there and a part of everything that's going on. But sometimes you watch the game and you're like, dude, what the fuck is going on here, Tang? 2 scores, you couldn't have seen this coming. You couldn't have programmed something better. I don't know.
Yeah,
and then you do have a couple. You have a couple boneheaded plays. I think Ames had a really, really dumbass foul coming down the stretch.
Well, the last shot by Perry, I did not understand that at the end of regulation. It's like you're just doing like, guys, you aren't Kobe Bryant. You're not going to hit fadeaway jumpers in the mid. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, dude, you have teammates. That's the only. He felt like he had to make the play. I guarantee that's what he felt like. He's like, give me the ball. And, you love to see it because you want champions to have the ball when championship moments come. And I'm not really saying that this KU regular season game is a championship moment. But, yeah, it just seems like that's a squandered opportunity. You don't need a long jumper. You need to work it in and just get your 2 and get the fuck out of there before overtime. I guess overtime plays fine. We're 11-0 in overtime wins.
Yeah, get your 4 wins. Like, that's all I'm looking for. So that's gonna be our countdown on this podcast. I know we're gonna
fuck me over here, K-State again. All right.
Yeah, I want another Sweet 16 at least. Like, that's the expectation. Like, this team can go to Sweet 16.
Yeah.
So, but it all starts with getting 4 more. And Tang, we believe in you. So.
Tang and bang, dude.
You're a kick in the glass, like Tang the drink. So let's go.
Yeah. Let's fucking go. Let's go to lunch in the Jewish community. Let's not tell on the bros for immunity.
Dude, the Jewish community probably has legit delis. That isn't prejudice. It's just the truth. They got delis on lockdown.
Shut. Shabba, right.
Shabba, right? We got to play that song. I don't know what that song we called. All right, so moving on. Like, good luck this weekend to our boys at BYU.
BYU?
Yeah.
Is that a local game or is that out in Mormonton?
In Mormontown.
Yeah. Shout out to Mormons. Although, yeah, going to any K-State BYU game is like going to a Mormon convention.
The sister wives.
Yeah. Let's get big love going up there, dude.
The BYU sister wives.
Yeah, let's go to BYU and have some big love, dude.
I forgot about that
Have
shit.
sex with like 20 women. Legally.
Legally. Yeah.
Let's soak before the game.
I'm pretty sure Utah's like at a liquor store, you're limited to buying 1 6-pack. You can't buy anything more. So hey, great, but that would piss me off if I was in college. 6-pack? You mean I got to drive around the 6 different liquor stores today and acquire 36 beers?
I got to drive to 20 liquor stores.
Tell you what, last minute beer runs in Utah have to be fucking outrageous. There's got to be a lot of
rally up 70 of your friends. We all need to get Sixers right now.
It's like extended drunk driving. It's like, I got to go to 6 liquor stores. All right, buckle up. Here we go. All right. Yes, go off on a tangent.
Tangential.
Yes.
Okay, let's move to segment 2, which is let's talk about Big 12ers in the Super Bowl this year. Run down the list. We've got on the Chiefs side of the ball. Obviously, you've got Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech. Shout out. But this is the roster that stands to win a chance Super Bowl ring on both sides. Kansas City Chiefs got Travis Kelce, Cincinnati Bearcat. Of course, you all know Felix Nduke Uzama, King Felix, Kansas State Wildcats. Yeah, he kind of throw a jersey on because he might actually get a snap or two. We don't know yet with Amenahue going out. But definitely look for him to get some meaningful snaps next year because after the year's over, you gotta know that Chris Jones is probably gone. Amenahue's on a 1-year contract, so it's not a guarantee we sign him either. So it's like King Felix, get your reps. Maybe take in-game reps during the Super Bowl. Fuck it,
I mean, the tackles he had in the Big 12 championship, when was that, last year, were pretty much integral to us winning it. If you really want to, I'm not going to say it was just him.
Those had me just flexing and gyrating muscles in front of my TV, like
just to summarize his NCAA record. I'm pretty sure he had 8 sacks in 1 game, and they're all against Max Duggan.
Who cried.
So just remember that.
Yeah. Never forget, he cried after the game. Is he crying?
That's the Big 12 championship.
The
year prior is when he got 8 sacks on Max Duggan. I think that's what scared Duggan.
Max Duggan. Yeah.
Felix coming after me. But okay.
Moving on.
Felix.
Another K-Stater. Boydo, your boy Boydo.
Echo Boydo.
Obviously, he's not going to play any snaps, but he might get a little jewelry for the finger, if you know what I mean. Then you got Blake Bell, a fellow Wichitian. A Wichitan. Is that the official word?
Yeah, Wichitan.
Whom you said your cousins played ball against the Bell brothers?
I played ball against them in middle school, and then they ended up at Bishop Carroll. I think Blake Bell ended up at Bishop Carroll. Maybe all of them did. I don't know, but
shout out to Catholicism, dude. Yeah,
his dad played for the Chiefs. I think both, and his uncle. So there's like they're the Bell brothers, I believe, that either both played for the Chiefs or both played in the NFL, and they owned, pretty sure, a carpet store, if I remember correctly. I can't remember.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Something that had to do with renovations. But yeah, they're like the kids that went through puberty 5 years in advance. So they were the
grade with a wizard beard going into 6th grade. They're the guys that when you're playing Little League baseball, you're stepping up and you're like, I'm gonna crank one of these bad boys. You look down the fucking lane and some dude with a beard is staring at you. He's like 7 feet tall. You're like, I'm a 5th grader. Yeah, and then they just throw the ball and you don't even see it.
Either way, yeah, Bell, he ended up at the Sooners, and then I don't think he was he the tight end at the Sooners, or was he a backup quarterback? I always forget that.
I pretty much, the buck stops at the Redcoats for me, dude. I don't give a fuck what you do over there. Yeah. The point is, now he turned to the light side. He came to the right varsity squad. Yeah, he's been productive for the Chiefs, so you got to put some respect on his name, especially since he's a Kansas boy.
Yeah, he's a quarterback. Either way, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it almost makes no sense, but that's fine. That's a Travis Kelce story.
The Belldozer.
Maybe he smoked a little marijuana, got kicked off his team, and was the greatest thing that ever happened to his career. Just like Travis Kelce.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then you got Creed Humphrey. Unfortunately, he's not going to be playing for James with a torn pectoral. Also an Oklahoma Sooner. Wanya Morris, Oklahoma Sooners. James Winchester, another Sooner. Like, shit, the Chiefs are just fucking loaded up in the trenches with Sooners.
Mm-hmm.
Boomer Sooner. There's a guy that was put to death in Oklahoma one time by, what do you call it, lethal injection. And they asked him, do you have any last words? And he just said, Boomer Sooner. I think it happened when we were in college because my buddy Evan told me about this story. He's like, "Do you hear about the guy that was getting put to death like yesterday? And do you have any last words?" And he just goes, "Boomer Sooner."
I don't think my last words would be Ema. Sorry, I love the Cats, but I don't think that would be my last thing I say.
Yeah. Wanya Morris is going to be stepping in. We got James Winchester. Lucas Nang, who probably will play some snaps. Obviously, he's the TCU Horned Frogs. Charles Menahue, unfortunately, tore his ACL last week. Fucking bullshit. Only played 6 snaps. One of them was a strip fumble. Guy's a fucking animal. And then, as we mentioned, Pat Mahomes. So that's the Chiefs side of the ball, Big 12ers. San Francisco side of the ball, you got Fred Warner, arguably one of the best coverage linebackers in the history of the NFL. This is one of the matchups that you look for because it's going to be him. It's going to be him on Travis Kelce. Can he cover Kelce? Can Kelce break free? A lot of people are saying Fred Warner's old as shit, like old ass Fred Warner covering Travis Kelce. It's like 2 old dudes just
YMCA ball.
Just mixing it up. Brock Iowa, the 10-point scores on the Big 12. I don't even know what they did during the Brock Purdy years.
Iowa State, Brock Purdy took him to a Big 12 championship, but I think they lost to either OU or Baylor. Can't remember.
Seems about right. Brock Purdy's one of those guys that just keeps showing up, and you're just like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he playing good? And then he does. And then you're like, fuck, I guess let him spin. So it kind of worries me because I think everybody's nerves are a little bit satiated because, like, well, we don't have to face Josh Allen. We don't have to face Lamar Jackson. We've got Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Brock Purdy lost to OU, the Lincoln Riley team. By 6 points.
Seems about right. Got Matt Pryor coming from the Horned Frogs. Trent Williams, Oklahoma Sooner. Braden Willis, Oklahoma Sooner. D. Winters, Horned Frogs, and Colton McKivitz from West Virginia Mountaineers. I don't know too much about any of the last the latter portion of that roster. But if you're an Oklahoma Sooner, you've got a huge chub. Just thinking to yourself, like, man, we've got like 10 Sooners in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, what the fuck? It's just a ring of honor. What the hell's going on here?
I mean, to K-State's credit, though, I think we're second on the list. Let's see here. We got 1, 2. Nope, TCU Horned Frogs beat us out. Then it's us.
I thought there was a 40. Did you mention a 49ers player from K-State or my DJ Reed? Or Elijah Lee? Did any of those
DJ Reed played in the last Super Bowl. So if you want to go down the Big 12 Super Bowl rabbit hole, the last time he played the 49ers. Yeah, I mean, we could if you want. It's not that illuminating or fun to talk about.
I was just curious if DJ Reed was still with them, but apparently not. I think he was drafted by the 49ers. That's right.
Yeah. He played in Super Bowl LIV in Miami when we crushed their dreams last time.
Hey, shout out to the Chiefs and the 49ers because they're playing at their rival, the Raiders field in Vegas, which I think is incredible.
Being an Oakland Raiders fan, like from Oakland, like I love the Raiders, fucking love this city. You go from not having a team to it being in Vegas to two of your most hated franchises descending upon your stadium to play really meaningful playoff football there.
We're playing not only
the owner. Did you hear about this? The owner of the Raiders yesterday or something at the Super Bowl week lead up, media week, said, "Oh yeah, the 49ers and the Chiefs are two of our favorite franchises outside of the Raiders." Like all these hard up, roughneck Oakland dudes sitting in Oakland holding their dicks.
They're ready to kill the owner. God, what's his name? He looks like Chucky.
They're ready to kill themselves.
Raiders.
Yeah, he looks like he's been put in the microwave. Right. Yeah. Or is it? What was somebody saying last year? It looks like John Gruden got microwaved for a little bit. That's what the owner looks like.
That's a good.
Like Al Davis and Gruden got put in a microwave, got melded together in the microwave, and out pops this like Jabba the Hutt amoeba-looking fucking creature that is somehow also, and perfectly so, the owner of the Raiders.
Next episode or coming up soon, we should talk about John Gruden's lawsuit against the NFL. That's probably a juicy topic we could go ham on.
We might be exiting the safe zone.
Yes.
Talking about things non-PC. We don't do that.
Yeah, well, to our listeners, we're not going to go too far non-PC, but we're not going to completely bow down to, we're going to go off in tangents. I'll just leave it at that. That's what we do.
To be fair, this is a tangential.
Yeah, we're gonna dunk our tangenitals into the PC culture.
Into the waters. Off the bench and into the fray. Tangenitals.
Hashtag tangenitals for all the buzzards. That's gonna be what we're dunking into the PC culture. T-shirts are on their way.
Yeah. Order yours at tangenitals.com.
But that takes us to our one of our final topics. What's going on with this Tony conspiracy? Anything? The guy pretty much went live on Instagram during our game against the Ravens, or before the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Then he'll go live and he's like,
the day of the Ravens game, the afternoon of the Ravens game, gets on and starts talking about, I'm not hurt. Fuck all that shit. I don't know what they're talking about. Basically trying to stand on business, if you will, that he's not hurt and should be playing and that this shit's fucked up. Meanwhile, from an organizational standpoint, you can understand the Chiefs are like, look, bro, we can't really have you fucking up another game in the playoffs. Did it twice this year. You muted yourself, Grant.
Let us get to the Super Bowl, and then we might send you in for
we
punts.
might just put you in for punts. Let you just fucking. It's not like James is doing shit back there.
Yeah.
After they took a fucking Montrell Washington out, it's like, why didn't you keep Montrell Washington? I feel like he's a much better return man than any of these guys, but that's more of a personal note. Yeah, so to go from that, then he walks it back this week saying that someone edited that video, the Instagram Live. Yeah. He's like, you know what? He woke up on Monday after the Chiefs won without him. He's like, you know what? I that wasn't me. I didn't say all those things. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Travis Kelce seems to like him. Gave him a little shout out, like, "Look, man, we're all rooting for you. We're all hoping you get in there and help us win this SB."
But if you fuck it up, we're trading you, literally, the night of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the day of the Super Bowl, Veach gets on Instagram Live and talks about how much money he's gonna get from the Tony trades.
We're gonna put a nice capitalized FA after your name, which stands for fuck all. Not free agent. Fuck all.
Fuck all.
You're gone. No, but
yeah, the top end of his market is pretty much fried at this point, cooked. I don't know. He's been interesting to watch in Media Week because people ask him, like, are you a number one wide receiver? He says, yeah, if I get the ball. It's like, well, I mean, is it if you get the ball or is it if you catch the ball?
Catch it.
Yeah.
Catch the ball.
If you catch the ball. Although he's got the talent to do things. I mean, maybe 5 people on planet Earth could do that punt return during a Super Bowl last year. I've watched it hundreds of times. Unreal. Made 7 dudes miss with 1 juke. Then goes out to the sideline. It's hard to describe it. It was like a Priest Holmesian run up the sideline with blockers, but the way he used the blockers was just masterful. It's like, oh, I can just, I can get some here. Okay, another block, I can get a little more. Another block, I can get a little more. You might just jog into the end zone here.
That was.
Then he gets turned around and that like hold your nuts, Marshawn Lynch vibe. He got turned around. He got like the hold my nuts fade away towards the end. I was like, yes, Kadarius Toney, I absolutely love you. I love you.
That play was incredible. And then what was a play we pretty much ran twice, but 2 opposite ways?
Yeah, one was to Toney. Toney scored a touchdown that you and I could have scored in the Super Bowl. There's literally no one over there. And then Sky Moore, same play, other side. Mm-hmm. Same situation.
I got an Eagles fan that lives right next door to me. They fly their flag, and
that guy was closer to making the tackle than the actual players were in the Super Bowl last year. You look at the screenshot and like, dude, there's no one within 15 yards of this guy, and that's Andy Reid. And what's cool about Andy Reid in this game is that, and I mentioned it last cast, you didn't even have to like dig into the bag much. We controlled the game, the possession game, in a way that he's not really putting on a masterclass in play calling. So look for, if this game gets close, if it comes down to Reid or Shanahan, I mean, we all know what the fuck is up there. Guy does his homework. Like, did you do your research, Shanahan? And Shanahan isn't researching the Chiefs and Reid. He has to research himself for his own weakness because he knows. And if he doesn't, he's going to fuck around and find out because Reid is fucking around and finding out right now.
I'm excited to see our defense, honestly, which sounds really weird for a Super Bowl, but
they count.
Different team. It's almost a different team from the last 2 Super Bowls we had. I mean, it is. But
yeah, it's a different look. Different look than all the other teams.
Brock
Purdy's really good if you blitz him. So, you know, he's like Mahomes. If you blitz, he cooks you, and he's done that to other teams. Granted, and this is the AFC world talking, but like I just don't believe that the teams are as tough in the NFC as they are. The road's just not as tough in the NFC as it is the AFC. So I am sort of leaning into that. But there are things you just don't want to tie yourself up and be like, dude, we're gonna cook them. I don't necessarily think that's the case. One, there's a couple things that play like they feel like they're an underdog, even though we're an underdog, but they have this like sort of mantra, like, oh, the world doesn't understand. Brock Purdy is not a game manager. He can really play ball, and I think that plays in the hands of them really galvanizing as a team on offense, which is tough on D because if you blitz him and he starts making plays, it's tough to pick yourself up and play. But the Chiefs are good at doing that. We've seen them play against the odds numerous times this playoff.
The interesting part about this is that they had to go through two teams that beat us in the regular season in the playoffs to get to Super Bowl, which is the Packers and the Lions. I mean, take that with as many grains of salt as you want, but I don't know. You can't really judge a Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid team based off regular season is what we've
the regular season is over. That doesn't matter anymore. We're into the 5-game mini season, which is where the real ballers play.
I'm surprised the Lions lost.
Those losses, we played like garbage against Green Bay. I don't remember if there were any drops. I remember we played like shit, still had a chance to win. Credit to the Lions. They came out and just put it on us in the first game of the season. But the first game of the season is like a weird...
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
You don't even really know what's happening yet. You're not really into it.
Right.
It did piss me the fuck off, though, the night we hung the banner and christened the rings.
Mm-hmm.
Straight Lions from fucking Grunge Town, Midwest, come down to our Midwest, Grunge Town, and just say, you know what? Fuck your party.
I do like what Coach Campbell's doing, though. The guy's a fucking badass.
Yeah. That guy makes me want to eat like a bowl of barbed wire cereal for breakfast.
He's the definition of your word visceral.
We're going to play a physical, visceral game.
That's Coach Campbell, but I like what the Lions did this year. It's pretty sweet.
No, I love it.
I'm surprised.
I'm pretty sure everybody's on that time too. Everybody in the country's like, dude, I love it. Let's get back to this old school, like, let's just fucking load up and play some ball. Unfortunately, high-flying teams are eventually going to cook you when you do that. If we played the Lions, I just don't think their defense would be able to hold up.
No.
The Niners, we match up fairly well. It's just one of those, you just don't want to get to a snafu where you're overconfident. Like, dude, there's no way after the road we've been on when, Brock, and coupled with the fact that the football gods seem to be in the 49ers realm right now because it took a miracle to win that game last week and they got it, Not saying we didn't get a couple of our own to help us win, but it's just one of those things, that any given Sunday, those bounces are going to bounce and hopefully they're for us, or we just play so sound, which we've been doing a good job of just not putting the ball in any situation where it's going to come to a bounce.
I should have came prepared with like what kind of bets I was going to make on, DraftKings. Maybe I'll just post a screenshot of, money
whatever it is. I'll tell you, I like the touchdown pick. If you're doing picks, I'd like Pacheco for a touchdown. I like Travis for a touchdown, and I like Pat Mahomes and really Brock Purdy on the over for rush yards.
Right.
But
it's gonna be. I got a feeling it's.
Fuck do I know?
High-scoring NFL, like a Super Bowl. Sorry, NFL. Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think 30 points. A race to 30 points is probably a solid assessment.
Which
I mean, yeah, you want a good game. I mean, I'd like for the Chiefs to just put it on them and then, hold them under 2 touchdowns. That'd be sick. I think it's doable. They do tout a really good offensive line. Again, they're really good if you blitz them. So the simulated blitzes are where Spags is going to have to live. The stunt. Also, just hiding coverages because Brock Putty is not going to be able to see it. Hey, what's up, Brock Putty?
Putty.
Brock Putty's not going to be able to see this shit. He's not going to know. And he's like, oh, shit, I got Chris Jones in my jock strap before I even had a second to think.
Well, should we take a trip down memory lane on what happened the first time we played the 49ers in the Super Bowl?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I think Ben Neiman showed up somewhere in that game.
Your favorite player.
Ben Neiman, an almost 2-time Super Bowl linebacker. In comparison to our linebacking core on Sunday, holy shit. What a turnaround.
I love that. Like, I remember we threw a huge Super Bowl party because I was living with 4 other dudes. Yes, it was right before COVID hit too. We all had COVID at the same time. Yes, 4 dudes, 1 house, but it was a huge Super Bowl party. One of my old coworkers, who's a huge 49ers fan, had a Bosa jersey on. We were out back pretty much yelling at each other. And literally, it's almost got to the point where we're like, oh, fuck, we might actually lose this. You can just tell spirits are down. And then all of a sudden, the turning point.
Do we have time for Wasp? Do we have time to run Wasp?
When the 49ers got a picture taken of all their defenders, I think after they got a turnover, and they're like doing their cool little, kind of like the game was over. And I swear to God, like from that point forward, it was like lights out. I saw my coworker at the end of the night after we won because we're all celebrating. Like, he was with his buddy. He was like literally sitting on the curb, he's sitting in my backyard, like just patting just like this for like 10 minutes. And either way, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like, that's just the agony of losing a big game like that.
Yeah.
We went through that the following year against Tom Brady in the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and one of the worst. Yeah. Fucking yeah. We'll get to that, but I knew we were going to win that Super Bowl from the way that when we scored the touchdown, we won. It's like 3rd and 15. We're against the ropes. Need a play. Gotta have it. That's the legendary Wasp play to Tyreek Hill on the far outside of the numbers. Then we go down. Travis Kelce scores that touchdown. I think we're down. What was the score? We're down 10 points, 10-20 at that point. I don't remember what the score is. Travis Kelce catches that ball in the end zone and does this little, his celebratory was like a half spike, just a half spike while he sprinted towards the sideline. I was like, dude, he's locked in. It's go time. And then Ben Neiman comes out and fucking stuffs. I think he hits Garoppolo on a play. They try to go deep, doesn't connect. We get the ball back. Who would have thunk it? Sammy Watkins down the sideline. Massively intercepted.
Sammy Watkins.
Old Watkins. So we score that bad boy, and then just to fucking punctuate the win, Damian Playoff Williams.
Oh, man.
Running into
That's another OU player, by the way, Damian Williams, isn't it? God.
Yeah. Big 12. Shout out Big 12. And fucking Oklahoma. God damn, when you get on your level. What's funny about Damian Williams, was that the last snap of football he ever took?
Yeah, I think he was.
Because COVID came, he opted out, and he never played another snap of football ever again. It was one of the most legendary Chiefs playoff running backs of all time.
What a great way to go out, though. It's like go out on top. You're a millionaire. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah. Your last first person memory is scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
To ice the cake. To send Mitch Holthus into a fit.
And he was wearing his Air Jordans cleats. I remember that. They're like
yeah,
thick Air Jordan cleats.
Fucking wavy as shit. Damian Williams and Daryl Williams. This was funny. We used to get confused. Damian wore 26 and Daryl wore 31, and they were both the Williamses. And amongst the Georgia, here in Atlanta, we watch at a bar. We were calling Damian Williams Golden Crisp for no reason at all. His nickname was Golden Crisp, so every time he scored, it'd be like Golden Crisp. And Daryl Williams, we were calling Baked Ziti. So when he scored, it'd be like Ziti. That was a fun Atlanta colloquialism for two players.
Yeah, there's a guy that, let me see if I can pull it up. Review of his cleats. This is hilarious. It's like they have his cleats here.
Yeah, the fucking Jordan ones back when those were coming on strong. Now everybody wears those shoes.
Our tests performed on both turf and grass. In both instances, we ran the route. These guys did tests on it, and then got a picture of Damian right here, right?
Yeah, he scored the touchdown before because it was to Damian. He scored the touchdown, and then he scored the running touchdown.
Yeah.
And then never played football ever again.
I would have to give these cleats a 5 out of 5 for performance, dexterity, and style. That's incredible.
I would too. After you wear them, just go ahead and fucking retire.
That's incredible. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything else for any segments.
We do have to talk about the buzzard of the week. I mean,
that's right.
We need your help, buzzards out there. We need buzzard stories. Send them in. Send videos. Catch someone on video doing something crazy.
Yeah, mine was Bill Belichick's son getting hired as the defensive coordinator at Washington. University of Washington.
Yeah, just
like the picture that a whole bunch of people are posting. It's like this literally looks like an ad for Zen. His mullet.
Unofficial sponsor of Outsiders.
He's my buzzard of the week because that's just incredible. But yeah, we do need help from our fan base that's ever growing.
We have fan base of 1 right now.
It's growing. We just went up 1, so that's pretty much like 50% growth in 1 week. It's pretty good.
No, yeah. But, any growth is another inch onto the fucking tool. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah.
I do have one thing to note about the year we lost the Super Bowl. Like you're saying, your friends sitting out back just going, "Oh my." That year, 2020, I watched it. My wife was here. It was just me, my wife, and my mother-in-law. God love them. I really do enjoy them. But watching a Super Bowl Chiefs game while they're present is one of the hardest, most internally menacing things that I can do. The Super Bowl is going on. We're getting our shit rocked, and Denise and her mom are like vacuuming and shit in front of me. Like she's banging around doing dishes and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Can we just chill out and watch the game? And then to add insult to injury, one point my mother-in-law scrubbing away at the dishes, and like I'm over there dying on the inside. And she looks up and they like score a big play. I don't remember what the play was, but my mother-in-law looks up and goes, "Wow, that was a really good play."
Shut your mouth.
Listen. You need to get the fuck out. Thanks for visiting. Thanks for all the cleaning. We're done.
Yeah, you're done. You're out of here.
Anyway, woo-saw. I made it through that night. I managed to not say anything. I sat there and took it. And then, of course, we came back and Lost the next year to fucking Burrow. God damn it. Buzzard of the week.
Yeah, let me go off on a tangent there with Cincinnati Bengals fans.
I would love that. Absolutely love it.
I am blown away by just how, I mean, I admire their confidence and everything else, but give me a fucking break. You guys lost at the Super Bowl. Like, you went once. They don't hang any respect on Mahomes' name. It's incredible. It's all Joe Burrow owns Mahomes. I'm like, you sure about that?
Does he?
I don't know. But
I mean, there was a time we were 0-3 against him, but that doesn't fucking matter now, does it? And then last year, just that soul punishing win was just so visceral, so succulent. A succulent, supple win that sent Mitch Holthus into a fit of joy where he legendarily was like, you may not like the Chiefs. I don't remember what he said. You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs. You may not respect the Chiefs, but you will have to deal with the Chiefs.
It's true.
Yeah.
Mitch Holthus, a Kansas State alumni. Shout out to him. So
yeah, that was a big win. Big win.
If you want to see Mitch Holthus in his prime at K-State as the announcer, just look up when Bill Snyder beat OU for the first time in like a century.
Yeah.
He's like, and then he just describes, he basically takes a passage out of the Bible and then describes the Sooners as the Egyptians on chariots being swallowed by an ocean of purple. So take a look at that video.
Let my people go.
Let my people go. Bill Snyder says, let my people go from 50 years of Sooner bondage. It's incredible.
Yeah. He's the ultimate fucking Mitch Holthus. You'd love to see him on the national market, but no. It's one of those things people in Kansas City, like, I wouldn't know what football was without Mitch Holthus.
All right.
It sucks that gone are the days that you can turn off your TV volume and throw on Mitch Holthus. It's not even possible these days. That was the only way I would watch the game when I lived in Kansas City. TV on. It's both analog. TV on. Radio on. TV volume down. Mitch Holthus volume up. Listen to Mitch Holthus just go crazy and Len Dawson try not to kill himself.
I don't know, Mitch.
God, tackle. How many times have you said it?
It's fourth quarter. Do you know what time it is, Len? It's time to lay the hammer down.
Put the hammer down.
Oh, put the hammer down, not lay it. Put the hammer down. Then, like all the Bud Light commercials, Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius. Here's to you, nosebleed seat guy. I can see Okinawa.
Mr. Taco Salad and Vinegar. So great. Yeah, I just remember those days of listening to Mitch and a whole bunch of.
Yeah, they just don't make commercials like that. That was back when the Chiefs were with the fucking Price Chopper. The Chiefs and Chopper.
Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee's the big.
No, Hy-Vee's lit, and we'll give Hy-Vee its credit, but I mean, Price Chopper was in the golden era where it'd be like Friday night, you stop by a Blockbuster.
Chiefs and Chopper.
Like, we got the game coming up on Sunday. I need to get to Blockbuster, spend about 3 hours of my Friday night searching for movies in the catacombs there. Also pick up a 64 game to play all weekend until the game starts. And then we listen to Chiefs and Chopper.
Chiefs and Chopper.
The fucking golden era, back when we almost were halfway good. The Derek fucking dude. What year was it? The Rain Bowl where Arrowhead just got fucking dumped on, and they played like literal in like 5 inches of standing water.
I don't remember that. I probably became a huge Chiefs fan technically when I hit college because then I was around more Kansas City nutcases that I was pretty much rooting for the Chiefs when they were still the Griefs. So I'm not technically a bandwagoner, but yeah, there's some golden years.
Yeah.
Dwayne Bowe.
Dude, you get around avid Chiefs fan, it really does rub off of you. I can't tell you how many people, I live in Georgia, and now I have Chiefs fans that weren't Chiefs fans before, now are Chiefs fans just because we're nuts. I mean, we're straight nutty. Well, like when the game comes on, it's like a different mode of just like, okay, on. Buckle in. We're watching some fucking Chiefs.
The passion that goes between the Chiefs and honestly Kansas State is like real. I mean, I'm lucky to be a fan of both those teams. The Chiefs have, Chiefs really rounded out my football watching career pretty well. So
pretty much satiated all thirst. They have let my people go.
They have. Now it's time for James.
40 years of AFC bondage.
Now it's time for James Avery Johnson to let our people go.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, let's shout out to James Avery. Go ahead and read that bit from James. This from James Avery Johnson. What did he say?
Okay, so the background to all the buzzards out there: Avery Johnson, quarterback that's basically going to be our generational talent at K-State. Dan and I don't know how it came about, but basically his nickname is James Avery Johnson now because he's going to be the jewelry maker for Kansas State University.
Yeah.
So,
or the jeweler for sure.
So
James Avery is a jeweler out of Texas. I'm sure a couple folks will know who James Avery is. I used to wear James Avery chains, so it was the first thing that came to mind when I saw him. So shout out to James Avery.
But what was this post that you're going to read?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull that up.
But while you're pulling that up, let me also, after the KU K-State basketball win, I'm pretty sure it was Kobe Bryant is his name, Cobee, the defender from KU's football team, saying, "Don't worry, we're going to beat them in football next year. I promise 100." Avery Johnson retweeted it with 3 laughing faces crying. I was like, yes.
I am about that action. I want all the smoke.
Yeah, and just a heads up, the KU game next year is the homecoming game, and it's in Manhattan. So I actually might be traveling.
Get your fucking tickets.
Get your fucking tickets is right.
Shit. That's not it. All right.
Let's see. I think you sent it to me. Was it on Facebook? Or was it
no, I got it. So, in quotations this week, coming from the man himself, the jeweler himself, Avery Johnson, quote, "I wake up every day and tell myself I'm the best quarterback to ever play the game. If you want to be the best, obviously, you have to train to be the best. But it starts in your own mind." And that's great because I used to tell my teammates that when I walk onto the field, I truly want to believe in myself. Like, I am the greatest player to ever take the field. Like, why else would you aspire to take the field? Like, what are you doing if you're not doing that?
Are you still quoting?
What? Yeah, this is all James Avery, by the way. Yeah.
Goes for a paragraph.
I think that's why it's like from the minute I saw him play that first snap, I'm just like, dude, this guy's on my wavelength. He's just
we actually need to support his NIL. Like, we gotta find his like clothes and shit and just buy them.
Yeah. Just merch out every weekend. Yeah. Every week next football season, you and I will add another piece of NIL merch from Avery.
Pretty sure it's on charliehustle.com. That's a pretty popular NIL.
Dude, I've got a couple Charlie Hustle shirts. That guy's fucking awesome. That'd be sick. We get an NIL piece for every touchdown he scores. That will appear in the podcast.
You owe us a. So if Avery ever listens to this when we do a short clip.
Oh, no, he will. He's going to be on. We're going to be interviewing Avery by the end of next season.
We will be. I mean, we'll get him on. But, yeah, we're gonna make a short clip and send this out to him and tag him. We already got Oakley's going on. We're gonna try to get him an NIL deal with Oakley sunglasses.
Oakley's.
Right. And now we got to figure out Giddens' NIL deal. Maybe it should be Petco because he's a fucking dog.
Pet food. He's a fucking dog. Yeah, the Kansas City Zoo or some shit like that.
He's fucking awesome. No, I'm excited. We're excited for you, Avery. We love that you bleed purple, and this podcast is going to be covering you a lot.
Yeah, hopefully you're just
we have your back.
Hunkered into the weight room right now, just fucking throwing up some power cleans right now.
Yeah, just
telling yourself, I am the greatest quarterback to ever play the game.
That's what K-State is, though. Just a whole bunch of like JUCO transfers that were fucking gym rats. Like, that's not saying that's what Avery is, but I feel like a lot of the Snyder teams, that's why we were so good. It was just a whole bunch of JUCO transfers.
Yeah, we were hitting the transfer portal before that was even a thing. Like,
yeah, it was incredible.
That was how we got players. Like, oh, let's get to the transfer portal, aka the JUCO market.
It's great, but I don't know. Do we have anything else we need to review?
No, we didn't really hit the buzzard of the week, but I don't really have.
I mean, we need our fans to start posting shit soon, or just send it to us and our inbox.
Send us your buzzard stories. I could divulge on another one of mine, but I don't want to suffer an arrest or a divorce.
Yeah, we don't have to do a story today, but Buzzards is going to be the nickname of our fan base, which is actually pretty sweet. I thought Buzzard was a vulture, but I looked it up. It's actually like a predatory hawk. So
yeah, it is. Use it. But if you hear the word buzzard, everyone thinks like, oh, the buzzards are circling.
Yeah. Right on. Well, that's all we got today. Chiefs, what's our prediction for score? I think we're going to win by 14 or more. That's my call.
Yeah, I feel good about a 2-possession game, whether it be 14 or 10. I think my prediction is we hold them under 20 points. So either we win by 10 to 20, or we win, 14-24 at least. So we'll go 14-24.
Perfect.
And I would take the over on that for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I gotta figure out my bet, but hope everyone enjoys.
I do think I'll throw this out there for the Buzzards. It's gonna be a tougher game than people are hoping for.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm not trying to be cocky either. I just feel like we're gonna strike some magic with some crazy Andy Reid plays.
The experience level of Super Bowl players. I mean, we have so many guys that have been to this game so many times. I don't remember what the actual numbers are, but our roster is like stacked with people who've been to multiple Super Bowls, and they have 16 people that have been to a Super Bowl. And most of that was the last time we played them. The 16 players that were on the roster last time we played them.
Right.
So I think experience plays a big portion of this, especially in coaching, and just understanding the moment. So,
yeah, but as Shanahan said, and a lot of the other players, they got a salty taste in their mouth from the last Super Bowl they played against us. So,
well, I hope they enjoy licking salt, because they're about to we're about to skin them and put them in a bag of salt.
Hashtag salt lick. Let's go.
Hashtag salt lick. We're gonna fucking send you in a salt bag to China for work.
Well, that was a good episode, man. It was fun. We'll get better at throwing our edits out quicker. Dan and I are, this is a new frontier for our skill set, so we're getting better at it. But we'll have these episodes out a lot quicker.
Yeah, you can catch us streaming on YouTube and soon to be Spotify. We'll get this link up ASAP, and a couple clips on our social. So thanks for fucking joining us, Buzzards.
Let's fucking go. Thanks for joining the Off the Bench into the fray. Your unofficial, tangential dive into sports with laughs included. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.
Into the fray.
Chiefs. Go fucking Chiefs.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. How do I stop recording this shit? Well, hey, keep listening to me while I figure out how to stop recording.